If we can start to sit with those experiences and really somatically feel into what those feel like in our body, we can start to create safety around those things.
So it's emotional strength training, the ability to handle bigger and stronger, more unexpected emotion is nice, but that's not even the main point.
One of those things is it's really important for us to eat within 30 minutes of getting up to kick in that circadian rhythm in our natural flow.
Fresh insights into what it means to lead the day.
Yeah, I like that you said that because the world around us is not going to stop. The demands that we have at work are not going to stop. And a lot of times, even when we talk about this burnout, it's like, oh, well, my job's making me work too long, or there's too much pressure on me, or it's really usually not the case. Sometimes we can get to the bottom of it and it's like, yeah, this position probably isn't the right fit for you personality wise. But a lot of times it's all of these other factors that are going into place. And one of these is a reactivity. And what you're explaining here is when you start to get into that loop of like, I have all these things to do. I have all these things need to get done today. Now I can't deal with this person that's calling me and like there's this fire that needs to be put out. And, now there's this other fire that needs to put out. And why can't this person just handle this? And all of those of what I'm explaining right now, those are all reactions that we're having. When we can start to shift and stop having the reactions and we can be present in the present moment of what we're doing, that keeps us in that regulated place. The other piece of it is the awareness piece of when we get out of that regulated place and then bringing ourselves back into that regulated place. That really is what the work is. We also, part of the work is expanding that capacity that we have. So a lot of us, our capacity has really shrunk over time. When we think about when we were kids, we were just in this free flow. We weren't thinking in that way, right? We were present in the moment. We just went with life. It was a flow. It's like, okay, we went to social studies. Now we're in PE. We weren't thinking about like later on, like, okay, now I have to go to math and I have to do this. And then after school, I have to do this. We were in this flow state, and that's ultimately the work and like what we're trying to get back to. And part of what we do as an adult is because there's so much more for us to handle, right? Is we want to increase the amount that we're able to handle. And so being able to sit with situations that are really difficult, and these could be things that are happening in the present moment. These could be things that maybe we want to accomplish in the future that may feel really scary. These could be things that have happened to us in the past that are still showing up today in our personal lives. If we can start to sit with those experiences and really somatically feel into what those feel like in our body, we can start to create safety around those things. And that tells our nervous system like, okay, this is okay for me to do. It's actually like I'm safe right now, like in this moment. And that starts to expand that capacity of what we're able to handle and hold.
So it's emotional strength training, just like the ability to handle bigger and stronger, more unexpected emotions is nice, but that's not even the main point. The main point is to be able to handle all the unexpectedness with aplomb and without injury. Just like when we do physical strength training, having bigger muscles, being able to lift more may be something we enjoy. But the point, that's almost just a nice side effect, because the bigger impact is that when we take a tumble on the icy sidewalk, we can fall with agility and not hurt ourselves. We can lift the heavy box that comes in at work that someone needs help with without injuring ourselves. We can handle the unexpected physical activities and surprises that come along with aplomb. This emotional strength training is the same.
That's a beautiful analogy.
When you are starting to work with someone, what is the number one thing that you always start with?
So it really is dependent. This is a really good question. And it can be dependent in different ways. So if someone's coming to me with more of a chronic condition, there's a little more to unpack there, just like medical wise. I do take a holistic approach as well. So even though my main goal is to really work on that nervous system, part of what goes into that is like our sleep hygiene. And a lot of people aren't sleeping well and they're aware, but even the people who think that they are sleeping well, there's a lot of bad habits around that. And so one of those things is it's really important for us to eat within 30 minutes of getting up to kick in that circadian rhythm in our natural flow. Many things I could say about sleep in general. And if we're not getting adequate sleep and our brain isn't able to detox and go through, all that needs to go through in that nighttime, that wreaks havoc on our nervous system. And so, there's other components, medical, lifestyle, that we want to look at as well. But if someone comes to me and there's not necessarily a chronic condition going on, we want to look at like what type of work have you done in the past, emotional wise, right? And where are you currently? Because we just like how you were saying, we can injure ourselves when we're lifting weights. The same thing applies when we do this type of work. We don't want to go too fast, too quickly, because that will be too much on our nervous system. And so just like when you would go to the doctor, there is like an intake, there is an initial like session of like where we're discovering, what's the point of where we want to start at with this person, and then we kind of go from there. Most people who don't have like a medically chronic condition, where we would start is more of like a basic somatic type of exercising of, I want to feel my feet on the floor. I want to feel, my seat and me sitting in my chair. I might even go through different sensations of like the chair feels like really warm to me. The chair actually feels kind of hard to me today. And, my back is kind of swayed. I feel tightness in my chest. We can kind of work through the body and do things like that.